am going to give you the reasoning as to why I think Chelsea can't afford Declan Rice. There's no facts. It's based purely on a supposition, a little bit of Chief Inspector Clouseau, and some guesswork. But I think I might be right. It's good news anyway. So we've got a bit of that. We've got some I told you so's. Not really I told you so's. More than, it's as close to in the know as you're going to get from me. Although I wasn't in the know. It was just sort of, it might turn out to be a lucky guess or a lucky punt. Got to make sure you say that correctly. We've got a little bit of the striker that never was, could have been, should have been, but it's probably not going to happen, if that's not cryptic enough for you. What else? I'm not going to mention Jesse Lingard at all. I promise I won't mention Jesse Lingard in this video, so I won't mention the Lingards. And, of course, just finally, we've also got a goalkeeper to talk about. It looks like that's happening. And I don't think that's a bad thing either. Right, okay, let's get back to Chelsea and why they can't afford Declan Rice. Chelsea want Erling Haaland. Excellent striker. He needs no introduction. You don't need me to introduce Erling Haaland to you. Viewers, Erling, Hammers Chat viewers. There you go. Now we're all acquainted. He's very, very good. He's not in the cave, by the way. Listen, Chelsea want him badly, but they can't afford him. Now we all want something we can't afford. So Chelsea have approached Borussia Dortmund with, I think, with three options, as I understand it, depending on what website newspaper you read. But I think there's enough to suggest that this is a bona fide story in that sense. They want to pay some money spread over the 5 years of the of the contract, or 6 years, whatever the contract is they want to offer him. And then they want to offload a player in part exchange, either Tammy Abrahams, which obviously then has an impact on West Ham. So it sort of double impacts West Ham, really. Or who else was it? I think it was another one was Ross Barkley, and the other one was Callum Hudson-Odoi, trying to offload their English players onto Borussia Dortmund, because they love an English player at Borussia Dortmund, of course. And apparently Dortmund have just said, no, thank you. And you can sort of understand it, because with the exception, I guess, of Hudson-Odoi, who probably has the potential to go on to bigger and better things, and who was courted by Bayern Munich at one point, they're probably not interested. They're probably shopping a little bit more exclusively than those players. They're not interested. But my point is, Haaland's worth 150 million. I think that's his price tag. I think they're saying 150 million, you can have him to anyone. Chelsea haven't got 150 million. Chelsea haven't got 150 million, then they certainly don't have the money to buy Declan Rice as well, unless they're going to, I reckon they're going to come to us with something a little bit creative. But I just found it a very, very interesting. It's almost publicly saying we're skint. So, for instance, we all want something that we can't afford. So, I mean, this Porsche is a very, very nice Porsche. And there's actually a button on there where you can just phone the seller. And I think the conversation might go a little bit like this. Hello? Yeah, I'm calling about the car. The Porsche, yes. Yeah, the black, absolutely, yeah. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. Do you know what? I didn't even know they did a 4-wheel drive one. Yeah, I can do that, certainly. I just need to be a little bit creative with the financing, if that's okay. Yeah, yes, definitely. Probably over 5 years. Yeah, of course I can provide all the bank statements and everything else, but I'm looking to do a part exchange as well. Yeah, well, what I've got is I've got a an 11-year-old 1.4 Honda Jazz. Yeah, it's 90,000 miles, and a lawnmower. I don't need the lawnmower anymore. I've had the Garden Astro Turf, do you know? So, but it's good. It's got 2-stroke Honda engines in it. Gone. I can't afford the Porsche. Damn it. I would have loved the Porsche. And Chelsea would have loved Erling Haaland, but they can't afford Erling Haaland. It really is as simple as that. So, they're gonna parade him, Erling Haaland, holding up the shirt, just to prove me wrong. Be Ross Barkley, grin like a Cheshire cat, all festooned in yellow and black. Speaking of yellow and black, golden black, maybe, Wolves. I was really disappointed when the rumour linking us with Adama Traore was scuppered. It was poo-poo. No! We're not, we're not signing him. Bit gutted. The rumours went out. Look, we know most of these rumours are rubbish. You can't read too much into transfer rumours, end off. We know this. However, I did get a little bit excited. Because I like him. You know, regular watchers of this channel will know that I've always liked this kid. I liked him when he was at Middlesbrough. I liked him when he was at Aston Villa, actually, fun enough. I've always liked him. He's a good player. And then I sort of fancied him as... I thought Moyes could do an Arnautovic or an Antonio on him and turn him into a striker. I really did. I thought he could do something. Anyway, the rumour was out there. It got poo-pooed. No. Meh. Not happening. Got a bit, not gutted, but a bit disappointed. I would have liked that to have happened. I think he ticks all the boxes in that sense. Okay. Now, you remember during the Euro Championships that have just happened, remember them? Switzerland played, and I said, I've seen this guy, I've seen this player. His name's Embolo. Do you remember? I said the thing. We've been linked with him, but quite seriously linked with him, bringing him on loan. And I've scratched below the surface as much as I can with my terrible, useless contacts, and apparently there is some interest there. And I thought, oh, this is good. Don't get me wrong, I would prefer Traore. And if Embolo was our marquee signing, you know, like remember David Moyes had 20 odd million to spend on a striker in the last window. He said, I'm going to keep it and put it towards some money this window. And this window, well, I assume he was going to have another 10 million towards a striker and then whatever Lingard was going to cost. So I thought he had about 30 million to spend on a striker. And I think the fact that we're willing to go up to 40 million euros for Youssef En-Nesyri would indicate that. So I don't want Embolo to be our marquee striker signing, but as actually someone for the squad, for someone that could, I'll say if Antonio gets injured, when Antonio gets injured, that can just come in and we don't have to alter our style of play. I like this guy. This guy's good. So I'm quite excited by that. So these make sense. And Embolo, Traore, these make sense. These are my kind of players. They're Moyes' kind of players, I think. I just hopefully if we go and make the bid for them, then that's got to be a good thing. But Embolo on loan, try before you buy. Certainly a loan, like a rental. But like maybe not with a Porsche. I can't rent a Porsche, can I? Not that Porsche. Nice Porsche, wasn't it? A lovely Porsche. Anyway, forget about the Porsche. I can't have it. I'll be driving the lawnmower around, I think. Just with the blades really, really high. What was it? Goalkeeper. Areola. If you know, you know, don't you? If you don't, you might want to read a science book. Areola. I'm going to just call him Harry. Anyway, Areola, he's not as good as Zola. Might be a song. Look, I think it's a good signing. Again, try before you buy. Good goalkeeper. He was at Fulham last season under Scott Parker. Not an easy gig, let's be fair, on one of the lower ranking relegation clubs last season. They get a lot of practice being a goalkeeper, like Sam Johnston at West Brom. The thing is, Sam Johnston is going to cost 10 to 15 million. Again, we just haven't got it. I have been adamant. Spend the money on Lingard or the attacking midfielder. Spend the money on the striker. Anyone else, loans, be a bit creative. Freebies and stuff like that. But not creative like you are with the Porsche dealership, you understand. But so I like this. The goalkeeper, that sort of makes sense. We know we need to buy a goalkeeper next season. It puts off the purchase until then. That sort of makes sense, right? But he gets a goalkeeper in now, so he's settled. If he's crap, we ditch him and get somebody else. As I think in a year's time, Sam Johnson is available on a free. If people are being sneaky. I like it. I think it's a good deal. Now, don't get me wrong, not the marquee sign we want, but it does get it does tick one of the boxes. And when we've been saying that what do West Ham need, a lot of us say, well, striker, midfielder. A lot of people say left back. Some people do say goalkeeper. We need to get goalkeeper sorted. This will sort it. Is it a priority position? No. And that's why it's important not to spend any money on it. But I think you'd feel a whole lot better with Fabianski and Areola fighting it out rather than With just Randolph there and David Martin. It gives us a little bit of depth. But Nathan Trott's going to Nancy. He's going to Nancy. I don't mean he's going to go and see a lady called Nancy. He's not going to the brothel or anything. He's, I don't know. I assume he's not going to a brothel. Let's put it that way. He's going to play for Nancy. Doesn't sound any better, does it? He's going to play for a football club it's probably called Nancy. Actually, Nancy is worse. I'm not accusing him of anything at all. Anyway, I'm a bit disappointed. I like him. I think he's a good shot stopper, good distributor. I thought it was going to work out for him at West Ham. Clearly it hasn't, so he's off to France. Not because he's a naughty boy, but he's only got a year left on his contract, and shame. But I guess it sort of makes sense. This guy, Areola, is 28, isn't he? So it's a good age, a very, very good age for a goalkeeper. There we go. That's it. I'll be back tomorrow with some other stuff. There's actually a lot more transfer stuff to do, but we're already at, the 11-minute mark. So I think we'll leave it there for today. That's the end of the transfer gossip. End of.